No.
Oh.
We are live in Dubai at the AIBC Summit. I got the infamous Jimmy Nguyen here. He's pretty much a legend around these parts. We know each other from a while ago. We met, Monaco a couple years ago?
I think so.
Monte
yes,
Carlo.
Monte
This
Carlo.
guy,
Monaco.
he was in rare form.
I was not racing cars, but I was speaking about blockchain.
You were. That was a fun conversation.
was.
The thing about Monaco is it's so nice.
Yes. Sunny,
Nice.
beautiful.
The air is soft. The water is soft. Like, it's just like,
But the business is real.
the business is real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're here at Stage 2 of AIBC.
Yes.
Jimmy, you've been really hopping around, Asia area, MENA region,
Yes.
I would say. Tell me a little bit about what your strategy is and what's your main goal here at AIBC?
Well, inquiring minds have been wanting to know since you know, and a lot of the people I'm sure watching know that last September I left my role as president of the Bitcoin BSV Association. And a lot of people have been asking me, what are you doing now, Jimmy? So I first took some time off, got some rest and quiet, did some events here or there, but I have been planning a number of business ventures and projects around the world, one of which I've announced already, but there's more coming. So my strategy here is one, Iman invited me to speak, and so I wanted to grace an appearance at his event because we love him.
Right.
And really start getting the word out about some of my new projects and what I'm doing next. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm happy to talk about some of them.
Amazing.
Some of them to be discussed for the first time, probably.
To work with too, the team is professional. Whatever you need, really, they're very accommodating. So we always like to support them as well.
Yes. Great job, Team Sigma AIBC.
Team Sigma, exactly. Very good. So, all right. So you've left your role there, but you're still involved, right? Or not at all?
I'm working and helping certain of the BSV companies. And I'm a big believer in BSV as a technology. I believe that scaling Bitcoin is the way to go. We're seeing this now with the debate in the BTC world over ordinals, right?
I know,
Writing
right?
NFT inscriptions to the blockchain, and some people saying, oh, you're filling up our small blocks. Well, on BSV, we took the Bitcoin protocol and scaled it much bigger to multiples of that years ago. So you could do those ordinal inscriptions on the same Bitcoin protocol, actually the original one, with much lower fees, right? And you wouldn't worry about network congestion if they're doing it on BSV. So I am still very supportive of the BSV ecosystem. I'm actually working with and collaborating with a few BSV companies on some things that have not been announced. I'll say one of them is I'm helping one of the entrepreneurs with a launch of a stablecoin business on BSV, which is forthcoming. Stay tuned. We hope to get to a soft launch soon. So I know there's a lot of concern about stable coins, and we're trying to deliver a very assured, legally compliant, fully backed by cash and cash equivalent assets stablecoin. And obviously, given my lawyer background, I'm always very, not just concerned, but wanting to ensure that everything I touch, really has legal compliance top of mind. So hopefully that'll be good for not just the BSV ecosystem, but the whole world.
Well, very good. I mean, it's interesting. I know if you guys follow me or follow Jimmy, you probably know it's been a crazy week.
Oh my God.
Yes,
and with the collapses of banks, I mean, look, it's been a crazy year. We had, crypto crashes because of the Terra Luna, algorithmic stablecoin collapsed last year. We had the FTX scandal, right, which caused huge, black marks and loss of confidence in the industry. And now the banks that have been in the US very supportive of the digital asset world, because it's hard to get bank accounts if you're in this industry as a business. And so Silicon Valley Bank, which is a bank not just for the digital asset blockchain world, but all startups in the US, and then Signature Bank, which has also been very supportive of this industry. Both of them had essentially takeovers, right, by FDIC. They're not going away. That's the good news, right? The banks are not going away. Everyone can calm down.
Right.
They are surviving under new ownership and leadership structures. But it's rattled nerves.
I mean, USDC, everybody was like, get out of USDT, go in USDC, USDT is going to fail and everything else. And man, it went down to like 88 cents.
Right. They lost the peg.
They lost the peg. But then I told everybody was short, and I told
Let's come
everybody,
back up.
stop your shorts, get out of your shorts now. And I was right. Thank God my guys did, because I knew they were going to save them. Well, really cool. So talk to me about some of the announcements.
Sure.
Cool
So,
things that,
the biggest thing I'm working on, I started talking about last October, but I can talk about it more now. I'm working with two great partners based out of London. Michael Jacobson, who is a live entertainment venue entrepreneur and businessman, and Ketan Makwana, who also does a lot of work in the investment, tech, and entertainment space, on a real estate project, but that links to this whole world. We're building a series of metaverse complexes, multi-use site buildings that will be anchored by a metaverse theater or performance arena, where you have a performance space or a theater screen that incorporates technology in the seats and makes technology like headsets, haptic floors, so you can feel vibration available to you as a viewer, to better merge the physical and virtual digital worlds in a performance or educational, whatever type of experience. Think about it like IMAX theaters, but for the metaverse. So that will anchor it, but we'll also have in these sites a production services facility for companies that need to access the developer, digital twinning, talent necessary to create these experiences, a volumetric camera studio, which you would love. These rooms are 360-degree camera, so you can actually holographically display us in 3D.
Pretty cool.
We'll also have a Metaverse Academy to help teach and educate a new generation of business and creative professionals about how to work in the metaverse, startup incubator, and connected hotel or hospitality property. So the 5 sites are London, which is kicking off this year. Our second place we want to be is in the UAE. So I'm helping to lead the charge here to find the right partners and the location for that. Then ultimately Singapore, Sydney, Australia, and Miami. We're very blessed, thanks to our partner Michael Jacobson, to have a Monaco, speaking of Monaco, a Monaco-based investment fund. The backing this, they've already committed $100 million to build the first site in London. And we're working on confirming financing for the second site in the UAE. So that's very exciting. It hits a lot of my interest levels.
right.
Technology for real usage, my entertainment industry background, dealing with education, startup incubators, dealing with government. So I think that's a really exciting project. And with that, I hope to get to work with many different participants across all of these ecosystems.
That's amazing. Well, it really is, it's very interesting, right? And we kind of almost like took a little break there over the holidays where everything really crashed. And then now I feel like we're really coming out of it. 2023 probably continue kind of like this, but the companies that are starting now and that are pushing now, I think people are going to be really happy because you're on the right part of the curve. Because it's rough, man. If you started a company when it was $69,000 Bitcoin and it crashed down to 14 grand, I mean, that's rough.
Especially if you got investment in coins and were relying on that as your treasury.
Yeah.
Treasury management is
so
key
important.
If you are in this industry and have funds yourself or investment funds in any type of coin or digital asset, treasury management. Do not assume the coin prices will always stay the way they are. You need to exchange some into some either stable coin or fiat currency and manage the risk.
We have a minister of finance that we work with, and you have to. You need a guy that is thinking, how do I make sure that the treasury is not only doing okay, but that it's doing better.
Correct. Yeah, treasury management is so key, and most entrepreneurs don't think about it.
Yeah.
Can I talk about another thing?
Please.
I'm starting to work with, which is very hopefully relevant to Dubai, where we are. So, as you know, here in Dubai, we have the world's first virtual asset regulatory authority, VARA, that has now published rule books to tell different virtual asset service providers, VASP, basically what they need to do to comply with their licensing scheme here. And part of that requires exchanges and other VASP to report transaction data to the regulator anytime coins move in and out of their exchange. And so that is a big compliance burden. So I am working with and advising a company in the United States, led by a friend of mine, Sean Magruder, BlockTrace, check them out, a great company that provides customized AML solutions for businesses in this digital asset industry. So they are building a product that's perfect for regulators, such as VARA and others around the world, that's called Fusion, where they take feeds of data from the main blockchain analytics companies, Chain Analysis, Elliptic, Blockchain Intelligence Group, other main data sources like Coinbase, dark web data sources, and then fusion into an aggregate reporting. Because each of those data reporting services sometimes report different risk scores for a particular, let's say, address, because they use different data. Well, they're fusing it all into aggregate reporting, aggregate scores, and I think that's the exact type of technology and product that would be useful to regulators such as VARA, as now they're requiring reporting of, what are you going to do if you're a regulator and get a huge dump of data from many different exchanges for lots of different addresses? You cannot synthesize it. So what we need are tools to help, just like search engines in the internet era, made it easier for us to navigate and find information on the World Wide Web. These are the types of tools that will make it easier for the digital asset service providers and the regulators to actually sift through and make sense of all this data and transactional information they're requiring people to report. So I'm hoping VARA might use this, as well as regulators around the world, to actually use these technologies to help compliance, not to avoid compliance.
Amazing. Well, it's something I've heard echoed a bit, especially with the recent bank collapse and everything else. Is maybe a little bit of help on being able to vet some tools to be able to vet.
Yeah, because
the project.
because it's too hard, right?
Yeah, it's hard. I understand it's hard for people to vet the
cut
project.
through the smoke.
It's fine. I mean, obviously, if you know us, you know Jimmy, or you know people. Okay, fine. Of course, you know people. But if you don't,
it's hard.
It's hard.
Most people don't know. And so the final thing I wanted to mention is why I've been going back to my home native country, where I was born in Vietnam.
You were really born in Vietnam?
Yeah, I was born in Saigon.
But you had a blue passport, right?
I do have a blue passport.
Okay.
I was born in Saigon. My family left when I was a baby, 2 years old, the night before Saigon fell.
Wow.
In April 1975, and got resettled in the United States. So I'm very American.
Yeah.
Some people would say Valley Girl. But I've been going back to Vietnam. We've been going back to Vietnam. Hi, nice lady. Which is where I was born, because some of my friends have been really encouraging me to do business more, there to help grow. They're very interested in blockchain and digital assets there, but a lot of the generation's young, and they don't have people of our age and vintage and experience to help really lead their growth. Yeah. And so one of the unique opportunities I have is actually with a company in Thailand that's based in Thailand now, in Phuket, as well as with an office in Bangkok that's in the ad tech, advertising tech space, which has a proprietary algorithm that helps to optimize the serving of ads to you to target based on your history without using website cookies, because people think website cookies are going away in the future because regulators don't like that. So they have got an existing, thriving business with 80 employees in Thailand. They've asked me to help lead the launch of a new blockchain division, a new spin-off company that will use blockchain technology to timestamp events in history, because that's what blockchains do, to improve the verifiability of how ads are paid for with what's called attribution. Like when you click on an ad, some site or publishers paid for converting you to click. Right. And the industry fights over all the time who really should be attributed to that, because people don't always trust Google Analytics, which reports a lot of this. So we're creating a blockchain solution to help that, as well as to better manage consumer privacy, because when you click on those website cookie, I accept the cookies buttons, the publishers and sites are not supposed to and the advertisers are supposed to share your data outside of your permissions. But how do we really know that? Or we only find out later with these big data breaches or violations being reported. Well, we're devising a blockchain solution that uses blockchain to sort of track that and alert companies if there's been a sharing beyond the permissions granted. So the reason that relates to Vietnam is the company is now based in Thailand, but we are in serious discussions to move the entire company and build a new company in Vietnam.
In Vietnam.
So,
and Vietnam's just exploding, isn't it?
It is exploding, and it's a great way for me to help, contribute to the growth of the blockchain and tech industry in
your home country. Where you were born.
That's why I was just recently last week in both Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, and Hanoi, because we had some meetings with investors. We're looking to raise funds for some of these companies, for strategic investors. But also meeting with the government. We had a meeting with the Ministry of Investment and Planning, one of their agencies. And so have some interesting and exciting things hopefully on the horizon.
Amazing, man. Well, congratulations. Guys, Jimmy works very, very hard, if you can't tell, right? I mean, you work really, really hard. And you're very personable, and you talk to everybody, and you remember people all the time, and, very nice guy as well. So congratulations. All really great projects, initiatives.
Yeah.
that you're putting
Making
together.
blockchain useful.
Making blockchain useful.
That's all I wanted to see. So,
Amazing.
and
Now let's
that's
talk about some
interesting.
important
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
So, what do you think of the last figure skating ice dancing competition?
What did I think of the last one, which would have been, well, the World Championships are coming up. So we're both.
We just had
figure skating.
nationals.
Yeah,
We just
well,
had-
no, 4 continents and Europeans.
Oh, yeah.
The 4 continents, for those of you who don't watch fellow figure skating, is there's a European championship, but the other continents didn't have one of their own because figure skating is so big in Europe, they had their own championships.
Yes.
So the ISU, the International Skating Union, years ago created a continental championship for the other 4 continents. So I am a big, I wasn't a big ice dancing fan when I was a younger viewing fan. I was always watching the ladies. I love Michelle Kwan. She's a friend of
I
mine
love the
now.
ladies, too.
Love Michelle Kwan. And you used to be an ice dancer.
Yeah.
And then the U.S. didn't used to do well in ice dancing.
Right.
And now they started doing very well with Belbin and Augusto with
Yes.
their Olympic silver medal, and then the winning Olympics by Davis and White. And now we've had this series of American teams that are medaling at Worlds consistently.
Yeah, of course.
They are a force now.
Yeah.
And I am rooting for Chalk and Bates
Chalk
to
and
win the
Bates.
first world title. So if you're a Chalk and Bates fan, I've been watching. Loved your alien routine at the Olympics last year.
Yeah, really.
And this year's free skate is to a fire and air theme. So
It's cool.
Chalk and Bates, I'm rooting for you. Bring home a win for the United States at the World Championships.
That's awesome. Well, there you go, man. And it's actually a good one for them. I think it's been the door is a bit open because, of course, the Russian athletes aren't able to compete.
Yes.
So I think they're going to be able to compete.
And there was a lot of
in the next Olympics.
retirements.
And there's
it's a new Olympic
retirements
cycle, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of the top teams from the last cycle have retired, and the Russian contingent is not competing. So.
But I'll tell you, that guy, he is a beast. So I actually skated with them. We competed. I mean, they were a lot better than we were in like Oberstdorf, Germany, or something. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, over there.
But that's how long they've been skating. I mean, he has been like,
Well, Evan, right?
Yeah,
because he had a different partner back then.
he did.
See, look
Yeah.
how much I know.
Yeah.
And I actually have not been to skating competitions in a while. I used to attend a lot during the Michelle Kwan era. I was
Yeah.
a huge Michelle Kwan fan. And in an interesting twist of life events, I ended up becoming her friend.
No way.
So it's like this, yeah.
So, my wife went to actually.
So hi,
shared-
Michelle in Belize.
Yeah.
She's U.S. ambassador to Belize
Yeah,
now,
I know.
by the way. And I actually saw her sister, Karen, who's
Yeah.
a choreographer.
That's what I was going to say.
Right,
So
yeah.
my wife and Karen were roommates.
Oh
in
my
college.
God, I did not know this. So the Kwan family rink, the East West Ice Palace, is
Uh-huh.
within walking distance of my parents' house.
Okay.
In Cerritos, it's in Artesia. And so when I was home to see my family for Christmas, I stopped by the rink to say hi to Karen because I hadn't seen her in a while.
Nice.
Her daughter now is going
That
to,
is so
to
funny.
university in Seattle,
Yeah.
where I live. So that's
Okay.
a connected.
Of course, we are
whole
connected like that.
world.
You know what I mean?
Very
That's how the world works.
connected. It is. Wow. Awesome. Well, I'll be texting you at the end of the World Championships.
It's gonna be interesting. So the nice
Now we have
thing
to
about
create
it.
a blockchain figure skating something.
We
or
need
other.
to,
I don't
we
know.
need to sponsor an event.
Yeah,
Remember
we do,
when we were
we do.
kids, they
Yeah,
had the
yeah.
the professional championships.
Yes,
So my
the World
friends-
Pro Championships.
Yeah.
Won often by Brian Boitano, another friend
One
of mine.
often by Brian Boitano,
Yes,
who's
yes.
a really nice guy as
He
well.
is. He loves to cook. And we need a What Would Brian Boitano Do metaverse something.
What would
or
Brian
other.
Boitano
Yes.
do?
I'm going to contact him right after this.
Dude, I have often thought about it. It is one of my we as well. We have the contract for the National Gallery of Art in DC, the outdoor rink that's there. So we've been running that a long time. Love to do like some shows out there, but it's hard to get things kind of over the line. It's government,
Yes.
But I've always had it in the back of my head. I do want to sponsor a big event, and we should make it happen.
Let's do it.
We're going to make it happen. It
I-
might not be
yes.
this year or next year or the year after,
Yes.
but we need to do it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You're bringing me back to my figure skating fan days. Between that, Miss Universe pageants, which I've been at or judging or coaching at now these years, and now blockchain.
Yeah.
You're helping me converge all my crazy worlds. It's a lesson in life that connect with diverse people across diverse interests. You never know where the life roads will take you.
And amazing people often run in the same circles.
Yes.
Jimmy.
All right. Awesome. Always a pleasure, my friend.
You're the
I
man,
will see you
bro.
somewhere soon. Here, Monaco. Maybe in the U.S., but we've actually never met in the U.S., which is very ironic.
It's kind of overrated right now. Thanks for coming on, man.
Right, thanks.
I appreciate it. Cheers.